allowing the sounds to create the space, the container for where we're going today. Hello and welcome. Bowls are weaving their magic for us, revealing the path that we're going to take together today. Hello, hello. Hi, Denise. I know that's you because of all the hearts, even though your name doesn't show. It shows as Facebook user. This is what I see. Happy to have you all here. Happy Tuesday. Ooh, something just lit up. This strong golden light just lit up from inside. I love it. And it almost looks like a lighthouse broadcasting and beaming. And I get that imagery in one form or another a lot, that it's just a broadcasting of this light that we each carry. We each broadcast our version of fractal of this light out into the world, and we receive the light from others, right? And in this receiving of the light and in this dance and weaving of the light with each other, we're able to experience the nuances and the subtleties and the textures of emotion, of life, of experience. It doesn't happen on our own. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, beautiful. It's still going. And as I'm watching this weaving of the sound, revealing the path that we're going to take today, I'm also hearing the ocean waves, the ocean waves. So it's this beautiful interplay of sound and nature and water and light. And now we're down to business. I actually hear, let's get down to business. Okay. I love these bowls. These were actually my first sound. Were they my first sound instruments? They're definitely my first bowls. Were they? My first sound instrument was actually a piano. Right, Mom? When I was 4 years old. Oh no, I unplugged my iPad. Okay, so let me get this going up again. Sorry, guys. I got so excited. There we go. Okay. So for those of you who are joining for the first time, I am Bre Dellerson. I am an acupuncturist, sound healer, and clairvoyant. I am your guide for this sound and vision journey, alchemy and oracles, where we come together each week to transform the densities, the patterns, the shadows into light, our lead into gold, right? It's this constant process of movement, and it's happening organically because of the light that we're receiving from the cosmic heavens, from our sun, from the galactic sun, and we're receiving these photons which have an influence on our being. And so it's happening whether we're aware of it or not, but how we navigate this receiving of greater light, we actually can control to a degree, right? To a degree, we can navigate the changes that we're experiencing with more ease, with more grace, with more lightness when we come together each week to stay in tune. So we harmonize this life force that's moving through us all the time, and where it's not moving is where we're feeling the discomfort. So we come together to bring movement back to the places that need it, so we can restore this flow so that life can flow through you unimpeded, right? Unimpeded. And I just basically, bring my acupuncture experience and wisdom and knowledge into these sessions on a vibrational level, so we can harmonize the nature of oneself together. using sound and about to use the drawings, which is a remote viewing tool that I use that gives me information as to what the patterns are that we're going to be addressing today, as well as harmonizing it at the same time. And then we move into the sonic journey, and I bring in the sounds and I let them dictate where we are going. So I never know where we go. I never plan for these sessions. On the few occasions that I have, it ends up going somewhere else anyway. So I've learned to really just surrender to the information and bring through what is needed in the moment. So without further ado, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask in the comments, and I will be happy to, bring an answer to you to the best of my ability. Here we go. I'm really enjoying these live stream drawings, so let me know what you think of them too. They're so much fun. Okay. Let me adjust my pen size. I was highlighting some things I was reading recently. Okay, so here we go. What's in the ethers for us today? There are questions. Where we go from here, what does it look like? Concerns for loved ones. These are some of the things I'm picking up. If this is you, you know who I'm talking to. And sometimes, when we are in an uncomfortable situation and we're looking for answers, we, can be frantically looking for answers in the outer world. So what I invite you to do is, either recall a moment when when you were going through an emergency situation, or you were panicked about something, or felt anxious about something, and you were looking for something to make it all go away or make it feel better in the moment. You're looking for answers, and you begin to look in the outside world, right? And so, but notice the energy behind that when you're really wanting to do something. I mean, Muji's been dealing with, chronic health issues here. He's been Poor kid. He's been scratching up a storm for a long time now. And, I can get that kind of frenetic feeling about it, wanting to make sure he's healthy and taken care of, especially when he's suffering, right? It's a feeling of suffering that we want to, put some soothing balm on, whether it's for ourselves or for another. But in that moment, maybe we kind of lose our center and lose our ground in the search for the answer. And that can work at times. But what I'm seeing and what I'm inviting you to do in these moments is just to pause for a moment and breathe. Just pause for a moment and breathe. You can even recall a moment that this happened and bring it to mind and pause for a moment and breathe. What that does is it returns you to a more coherent state, a more coherent heart field. It's going to organize your energetic field so you can easily align and attract with what it is you're looking for. And what it is you're looking for, you already have within you vibrationally. You might not know what that looks like or how you're going to get that. And that's okay. We don't ever really have to know the how. We just really want to connect with the feeling, which embodies the vibration of the answer that you seek. Now, anytime you ask a question, the answer is already there. The answer is already there. The answer and the question come as a packet, right? So how do we get the answers to the questions that we're looking for? Well, we're always in this beautiful dialogue with the universe. As I said in the beginning, we were broadcasting this light. Each of you are broadcasting light. Hi, nice to see you, Michaela. We're broadcasting light. And we're also receiving it. We're not just receiving it from the people around, but we're receiving it from the universal mind, from consciousness itself. We are all individual expressions of this one light. So we're in dialogue with this light. We're dancing with this light, right? And think about having a conversation with the universal mind. Okay, so when you put your request or your question out into the universe, okay, you're putting it out into the universe, are you giving yourself a chance to listen to the response? Think about how you are with people when you are talking with someone and you're asking a question. Are you waiting and listening for the answer? Or when they're talking, are you really listening to what they're saying? Or are you already constructing something in your head that you want to say? Or are you really fully present with them while they're seeing? You see rebirth, a little face in the center broadcasting energy of light and love. I see that too. I see that too. I love it. Okay. So how are you with people in your conversations, and how are you with the universe? What I notice is many people are constantly asking. There's an impatience in the waiting for the response and the answer to show up, right? So what this invitation is in this drawing is to, let's see, to cultivate patience. We talked about this yesterday, Michaela, right? Looks like fireworks. Yeah, so Michaela and I we do a podcast every Monday together with several other women all over the world, sharing our insights and revelations and things that we notice with our own clients. And yesterday we were talking about the power of patience. And it's definitely a theme. Here it is again. So cultivate patience in listening for the answer. Now, it's not like waiting, it's just a dialogue, it's conversation. So let's practice this now. You often feel outside of yourself while talking with people. That's a really interesting observation. Sometimes I do that too. Okay, so let's think of something in the moment that you would like an answer to. You know, it could be something you want to bring in, an intention of sorts, but let's ask a question. Let's keep it simple for now. Okay. And just think, you can say it out loud. You can think it to yourself. Okay. You're going to have this conversation with the universal mind, with light itself, with consciousness. Ask the question. Ask the question. Okay. There you go. Now, imagine that this question is traveling along the airwaves, okay, to the ear of the universe, okay, which receives it instantaneously. There's really no time in between your asking and your receiving. We notice it through time, but there is no time. It's instantaneous. All time is now. Okay, so now you're just listening for a response. You're just listening. There you go. Feel that? This is a very different state than waiting for an answer. Okay, imagine yourself now waiting to hear back. Ugh. Right? Nobody wants to wait to hear back. We've all been through those experiences, I'm sure. Okay, this is not the state you want to be in, because there's an impatience, there's a lack, we don't have it now, when actually we do have it now. Remember, everything, the question and the answer are one. Okay, so the message is received, and now you're listening for the answer. Go back to the listening for the answer. The listening for the answer. There you go. Yeah, and see how long you can hold this state of listening. Okay. Now, okay, the drawing, I think we're done with the drawing, maybe. So now, notice how you're listening. You're listening towards the outer world, most likely, which is totally fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. I just want to bring your attention to what happens when we listen, right? We listen maybe like this to amplify the sound, to take it in, and we can hold that state of listening to the universal mind for its response, for its answer, right? But then let's turn that listening inward, just to play, just to see the difference. Now, what if you were to turn that listening ear inwards to the infinite universe that resides within you? As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Okay? Asking yourself the question, exactly. Okay? Ask yourself the question, and then listen. And then listen. Just listen. Okay? Now, you might hear things along the way, right? It's very different from waiting for a response. It's very different from waiting for a response. Okay? Beautiful. So here's our drawing today. We're going to move into the sounds and see where they continue to take us along the journey of listening, of listening, of listening. Of listening, cultivate this listening. This is one of the things I used to teach my students when I was in graduate school as an acupuncturist. And even after I graduated, I was teaching points and point location and meridians and stuff like that, the fundamentals of being an acupuncturist. And, you know, I would teach them how to listen to the body. There's so many ways that we can listen to cultivate this listening in a way that, you know, maybe you do it naturally and you don't realize it, or maybe you've never been taught how to do this, but to listen with your fingertips, to listen with your fingertips. So when you're palpating and touching a channel, you can gently go along, and it's like I would tell them to put your ears in your fingertips and you're listening for, you can do this to yourself, it's or if you have someone next to you, you can do it to them, right? So what that does is it increases your clairvoyant ability to see inside the body, to hear what's going on, to see the organs, to see the state of the meridians, whatever it is that you're doing, to begin to read objects. You know, you're listening with your fingers. So just go along the top of your arm, you know, put those ears in your fingertips and just listen through the fingertips. And what do you notice? What do you hear? What is it saying to you? What is it saying to you? Okay, now we're gonna kind of combine these two. Okay, let me bring the sounds back in. We're gonna combine the two. So if you have a question that you've been asking of yourself or of the universe, they're one and the same. Bring it to mind again. Okay, ask the question just for the experience. Remember, the answer has already been given. Yes, thank you. Yes, acupuncture students and doctors, all of us who are, I mean, me personally, I love the map. I love the map. I love this medicine. I love it so much. I can go into that, but I won't right now. Okay, so bring the question to mind. Okay, remember, you already have the answer. Now we're going to turn that listening, that inner listening, to where in the body is the body holding the answer for you. So with your awareness and with your inner listening, just listen for where in the body is the answer. Okay, and wherever you get the answer, wherever you notice that the body is holding that, then you're going to put your hand there. Okay, my hand automatically went here. I don't honestly even know what question I have, but I'm sure I put one out there. And this is where the answer is for me. Okay, so as soon as you know you've heard the body communicating to you about where the answer resides, now we are light and information as well. So we're looking at this merely as information, as a pattern. Okay. Now take a moment, put your ears in your fingertips, and just begin to explore this area of your body. And you want to do it, I would recommend doing it very lightly. Like I would even start over the body first, because what happens is we miss a lot of the information along the way. So let's start off the body, you know, a foot or two, however comfortable. And with your ears and your fingertips, begin listening as you bring your hand in, and notice what you feel and what you hear with your fingertips as you bring it closer in. Okay, you might see what information you get with your hand, with your fingertips as you're listening. Remember, you're listening. There you go. Beautiful. What do you hear along the way? If you're walking down a forest pathway and you're listening to the sounds of nature, to the leaves rustling, to the birds, and to the animals, and to the wind, it's like that. You're walking along the pathway, listening with your hand along the landscape of your own being as you make your way towards your body, and just notice what you hear along the way until you arrive at your destination ever so gently, ever so gently, just gently touch the area of your body that's holding the answer to your question. I feel like the great Karnak, the way my hand is on my head right now. But this is fine. And I'm actually, my hand is doing this on its own. I'm not, consciously holding my finger up. This is how the connection is being made. So just notice how you're listening and how your hand is listening to your body, how your fingers are listening to your body. Beautiful. And now just open up that conduit, that channel between the, your fingers and your knowing, your ears and your knowing, the receiving of the information, and see what you get as you just allow. It could be just a sensation. It might be an actual message. You might feel the energy moving through the body. You might see colors or symbols or images. Memories might pop up. Whatever it is, this is the result of your listening in response to the question you asked. I'm going to give you a moment to connect with this part. As you continue listening, my hand doesn't really want to move, but I do want to play sounds for you. There we go. So I'm going to move my hand and I'm going to play sounds for you while you listen. And the chimes want to come in here. So listen for the message of your body as the answers to all your questions. The answers are usually very simple, so trust what you receive. If things start to get complicated, know that that's just the mind coming in. Yeah, some emotions might come up to the surface. Beautiful. Allow that to flow. Maybe the body just takes a breath. That's a response. The path is simple. The answer is simple. The message is simple. And you know when you receive the message clearly, when you feel lighter or you feel more at ease. Or perhaps you're energized and excited by hearing this answer that you've been waiting for. You have all the answers within you. And by connecting with where the answer is in the body, you become magnetic. It activates that channel, and you tune into that station, and you begin to see it arrive in your material world. Or you receive an insight or inspiration or an inner nudge of what to do next. We are an acoustic world. Everything in our world is sound and vibration. And you are one note in a universal symphony. So play your music. Listen to your own music. Listen to your own rhythms. Listen to your body's messages. Listen to the messages all around you. Listen to the trees. Listen to your loved ones. Just cultivate that listening and see what happens. See what happens. So I would love to hear from you, to know if you got any answers from the questions you asked of the universal mind. Maybe they will arrive in your 3D at a later date. If so, please do come back to share your experience. I always love to hear from you and how these journeys ripple out into the world and into the hearts and minds of those around. So yes, so practice. This week, your light work is to practice that listening. You can ask a question, and even like I didn't even know what the question was, but there was an answer there. So everything that's showing up in your world is a response. It's an answer to a question you had at some point, right? We might not remember when we asked the question. The question might have been asked below our, conscious awareness, but this is an answer to a question you had at some point, right? So play with that. Play with asking the right questions, play with listening for the answer, cultivate that beautiful state, and notice how it's different from waiting, right? It's just this pause of listening. And sometimes you might have to listen for a while, depending on when the answer, you got the color brown and yellow. Oh, I love that. It'll be interesting to see how that, plays out in your world and unfolds. There's so much power in this symbology, so you can maybe start exploring and maybe drawing those colors and see what comes through when you start bringing out those pencils and crayons and things. You felt the part of walking in the forest. Your path was in the forest, your path in finding the answer. It was more a feeling than a real answer. Very interesting. Yeah, right? Sometimes it's not super clear. The universe likes to sometimes communicate in symbolic ways as well. So continue to, play with that, notice that feeling and see where that's showing up in your world, right? It's just a beautiful exploration of this conversation that you're always having with the universal self. And let me know. White rose, rainbow waves. I love it. That seems fun. I want to get out my vibrational surfboard and surf that with you. Okay, dear ones, I thank you so much for this beautiful journey that we all took together today. And thank you for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself. Share, share, share. If you feel this light can inspire others, by all means, share. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. This light is meant to reach, all those who are searching for it that might not know this is an answer to somebody else's question, right? And you might be that conduit for them to receive it. And yes, so stay tuned. I've got some really exciting things to announce probably in a few days. And I'm excited to share this new offering that's coming through for all of you to receive these sonic sessions at a deeper level. So beautiful to be with you. I look forward to next Tuesday, same time, same place. Blessings, dear ones.